Hey, we're back.
We are.
Hello.
Hello.
Against
Hello.
all odds.
Against all odds. The universe is working against us, but we're still winning. Thanks to technology, right?
You can't
far,
stop
so
the
good.
transmission.
Right.
Did they say the revolution will be televised?
Yeah. I don't know about televised, but there
I don't know
will
about
be
revolution here. I mean,
a sweet
Badgergan.
audio file
Yeah, it's a
of it.
revolution in Badgergan.
there you go.
Well, welcome everyone to episode 6, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you can tell, we probably sound a little bit different. And that is because we are doing this remotely. Not in person, but we're using some Zoom technology to come together and play this game and keep this podcast rolling. So
Yeah. The magic of technology.
magic of technology. Some of you have more experience doing things like this than I do, which is fantastic. But hopefully we can keep the story rolling. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, sweet. Well, I just wanted to take a second to let you all know that yes, we will be trying to record new episodes as we go here through our quarantine process, as we are confined to our homes and coming together online. We're going to try to keep things going, and we wish to thank you all for your support. We hope that you're all doing well, that you're all staying healthy during this crazy, crazy time that we live in. And pandemics, who knew they'd be so fun, right? I had no idea.
And if your friends and family say they're bored, tell them to check out Dungeon Patrol. Now out.
Yeah, I mean, it's the one terrible thing that I never put into this season is a pandemic. So I should have probably put it in, and maybe we could have avoided it in real life. I don't know. But we're here, and we're all healthy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, that's
Everybody
that's
listening to
always
this
good.
as well.
Yep. And we should probably take a moment to thank our Patreon supporters out there. All of you Patreon supporters, if you have better things to do with your money right now, I know it's only $1 or $5, but you should probably do those other things. And don't worry about us. We'll be fine. But we thank you for your support, past, present, and future. If you are struggling right now, by all means, we can live without the $5. So use that to buy some, I don't know, what can you get for $5 nowadays?
A roll of toilet paper.
Half a roll.
If you're lucky to find it.
A couple of people are selling it by the square. So yeah, no, I mean, we definitely appreciate it, but totally understand. Don't feel bad if you have better things to do with those few bucks. But for anyone thinking of supporting this podcast, I mean, feel free. I know we're all going through a tough time. Again, priorities, people, priorities. So that's about it. That's all I had to say. Anything for the good of the podcast from all of you?
Not much.
Not much.
Just living the dream here at home.
Well, I'll apologize in advance for my background fading in and out. I don't know why it's doing this, but it's better than nothing. So
I
At
think
least you have a background.
right. I think Alar is trying to take the attention from the background.
yeah, I'm too much for video to
You are.
manage.
Drawing all the attention. So everyone has fancy Zoom backgrounds going on, except for myself. I think my computer can't handle it for some reason. But yeah, I mean, you're hanging in there, Alar. It's a cool photo when I can see it.
Well, I wanted to get something that was a little doc-like for today's episode. So
Oh yeah, you guys are at the boat yards now, so that makes sense. Setting the scene, I like it. So last time, no one has anything else. Let's just jump right in, huh?
Let's do it.
All right. Last time, you guys can't. Well, no, wait. We have Alar. Were you
Yeah.
going to do a recap?
Yeah, of course I'm going to do a recap.
Okay.
Yes.
I almost skipped that part. I have to write that in my notes. I don't want to forget that.
Okay. Alar and his trusty friends cleared the greenhouse for Arvik and his dog Barnacle, securing a steady food supply for all of Adragan. Impressed with their obvious skills, Wolf Canute entrusted them to solve the problems with the shipyards. Would they find who the saboteur was? Stay tuned on Dungeon Patrol.
Nice.
Well done. Well done. See, I mean, this wouldn't be the same without Alar's recap. So thank you, Alar. You guys are down at the boatyards. You met someone named Freya Wave Runner, and she's sort of in charge down here. And I think she brought you into the first warehouse that you came across. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. So she's going to take you around and sort of show you the setup, and people are in there building boats and, you know, grabbing supplies and using tools. Some of them are obviously, you know, kind of makeshift tools, older, you know, things, but they seem to be making do. These are all very skilled boat builders. And so they are doing their work, and you can see a couple of half-formed keels on sawhorses in front of you. And she sort of gives you a quick tour of the place. There's not much to see. It's mostly just an open building, you know, a very large structure. And she says very loudly, "As you can see, we are still making progress despite some unforeseen setbacks. You can let Wolf Canute know that we'll have 12 ships by next month." And then she kind of grabs you and ushers you back outside. And she obviously get the sense that she did that for the benefit of her workers in there. And she gets you out and she says, "Follow me." And she leads you out of the warehouse and back into the chill, misty air. She walks along the stone jetty separating the buildings and the dark sea until she comes to another structure, smaller than the first, but in better condition. You can see a crudely painted albatross on the side of this building. And she turns to you and says, "We moved the finished keels into here for the night. If you're ready, you can get settled in. I'll tell the others you left. You'll be locked in, and a couple of my men will be patrolling outside." Sound good?
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. So she opens the door for you. You can see there's a big chain on the outside to lock the door. And she's gonna lock you into this building, if you guys are okay with that. And you'll be in there.
Ugh.
Is there only one entrance?
That you know of.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there like any sky? Anything that basically is this the only way they would be able to access if someone was to break in here, or do you think is there windows?
She says this is the most secure building that they have available, but it's still, someone has been able to get in there and sabotage things.
Don't worry, we're the right crew to solve this problem for you. I once
So-
played a spy in a production of Scoundrels and Courtiers.
but there's no windows or other like openings. Is this a wooden building, a stone building? What is this?
It's stone up to about 4 or 5 feet, like a nice stone foundation, and then it appears to be some kind of lap board sort of construction above that definitely is in better shape than the others that you've seen that are.
And the roof?
You can't really tell, but it looks like there are tiles on the roof.
Hmm.
Inside there are rafters
Yeah.
and supplies, as far as for us to hide. There'd be
Yeah.
places.
And
I'll
the
actually
floor. What about the floor?
the floor. I'll bring it up on your map. How
Hey,
about
there's a
that?
map.
Do not like rafters.
Can you guys see?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Awesome, awesome. That's always a plus. And so basically, that's what you have in front of you. It's you know, some open rooms, all sort of connected, with one main room in the middle. You see some, you know, scraps of wood and other refuse, kind of scattered around in some corners. Obviously, they maybe process some of the scavenged supplies that they bring back here. But there, you know, there are crates and barrels full of various other goods. Even some bottles of look to be lantern oil and some wine. So they obviously aren't just out scavenging for wood and things to build boats. They're grabbing whatever they can find and bringing it back here. But there's definitely some wood, some you know, old rusty tools on a table in one of the back rooms, and you can see that there are 3 finished keels of boats stacked on some wooden planks and crates.
So wait, are these keels or are they hulls?
They're yeah, in various states of being finished. So it's they all look the same on your map, but some of them are closer than others. Some of them are almost finished and they're full hulls. Some of them are just keels, or one of them just a keel, and so they're in various states.
And what are these barred holes in the floor?
There is a very shallow drainage tunnel that runs the length and empties out into the ocean, you presume.
Hmm.
Is it dark yet?
It is getting dark out. You know, it was getting close to supper time when she took you around and gave you the tour, and you could see men starting to you know, some of the men in the workshop building starting to put away tools and clean up for the night.
Perhaps we should talk about how we want to ambush them or catch them.
I would first like to explore the building and look for any potential hidden tunnels or other access points.
Good idea, Triss.
It is a good idea. So why don't you guys roll perception or investigation, whatever you want to do.
Ah, 25.
25.
Very
Nice.
perception. 17.
21.
21. Wow.
Apparently, I'm
Wow.
distracted. I got a 5.
Those are some good rolls besides Craigar there, but so you walk the perimeter. The perimeter looks sound, very well constructed sort of base to protect against, you know, waves and, you know, seawater damage and things like that. So that all looks very sound, very whole. And you also examine the roof, which looks, you know, you can see open rafters above you, and wood and stuff above looks sound as well. No holes, no light coming in. There was enough light outside that, you know, with the darkness of inside of the interior of this building, you should be able to see something, but it all looks pretty well kept. And as you go around, I mean, really, it's possible that a very, you know, dexterous person could climb on the roof, and maybe there's a section of the roof that you know, is loose and could be pried open or something like that. But there are no windows in here. It's a very secure looking structure. So you don't know if perhaps she has other issues, like maybe someone on her crew that she can't trust, someone that has a key. You didn't really ask who has keys for the lock outside the door. But you know, there could be something else going on there. And inside, the only thing that you can really see that is a clear opening would be the door, the front door, and this drainage channel. But it's far too small for, you know, someone like, you know, any of you to fit through, basically.
Even Brokos?
Even Brokos. How big are you, Brokos?
You know, my mom says I'm taller than average. I am 5'5".
Oh,
Yeah.
100. I am, yes, I am small, but I can get smaller. I've found the advantages of turning into certain animals.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I suppose if you could turn into some kind of animal, you know, that was smaller than you,
Yes,
the
did we
way
want to investigate?
you want to investigate the drainage channel?
I mean, I could turn into a rat if you'd like.
yes, that sounds good to me.
Good idea.
All right, I will. Well, I mean, I will turn into a small, or a good-sized rat, not too small, but not too big, and I will go into the drainage.
The Goldilocks rat.
Yes, the
Nice.
Goldilocks rat.
Okay, so you think that you could pry open pretty much any of these grates, but the one just past the boats, the farthest north, seems to be quite loose and easy to open.
Over here, Brokos. I've opened it for you.
So
Okay.
the grates I can just crawl through. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So you managed to go through. You can see that there's a little bit of seawater as you squeeze into this channel. And ahead of you, you hear sounds of the ocean, like waves crashing against the jetty outside. And that's every once in a while, a little bit of seawater comes kind of gushing in, and then a little wave ripples towards you, and then it kind of finds its way back out and heads back out to the sea. So it's obviously angled down towards the bay.
Does it look like there's any?
Brokos, what do you see? Cheap once if you've been attacked.
I'm not going to say anything, but what I will, I mean, I can, make a little, sound, but is there any traffic? Does it look like there's anything that's gone through this or perhaps traveled through this area?
It's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
It is relatively clear, but there does seem to be water kind of rushing in and going out, just depending on the size of the wave outside and
Mm-hmm.
other factors like that, probably the tides and things. So, but I mean, it's you're probably slightly surprised at how clear it is.
Hmm.
I mean, there's no like seaweed or
Yeah.
or anything kind of blocking your way, and if it was a little bit brighter outside, you're pretty sure you could see all the way out to the ocean.
All right. Well, I'll scurry back and come through the grate and jump up on Alar's shoulder and shake
Oh.
my rat fur.
Brokos,
Nice.
no.
How do you know that one's Brokos?
I will throw him on the ground.
Oh, and I'll
Uh,
whimper a bit. E2, Alar? E2? So I'm still in rat form. Let me do some charades. No, so I'll pop back up and turn my human form and explain to them what I saw. It definitely seems like something could come through here. Most of these drainages would be have some kind of seaweed or mud or any kind of refuse from the actual sea, and this is completely cleared out. So it makes sense that someone could probably enter this way, but it would have to be someone with perhaps some swimming ability.
So, but isn't it true, as I think about this, that someone with the right knowledge of magics could just pop into it?
Most definitely.
Brokos, how long can you stay in that form?
An hour.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, anything else? You guys sort of think you have an idea of how someone could get into this structure?
It looks like a few different ways, but to me, it doesn't matter. If we know what they're coming for, I say we just lay in wait.
All right. So you're gonna find some place to hide and where you can keep your eye on the boats.
I
I'm thinking
will
of
hide
like
in
a-
the hull.
That's exactly. I was like right in the middle where they're coming for.
Nice.
I am going to get up in the rafters.
I will lie down so they can't see me. And I will bunch my cloak under my head so it doesn't hurt my neck and impair my combat abilities.
Definitely don't
I will
want to
shut
crimp in
my
the neck.
eyes so I can listen very carefully.
And we all have vision in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is nice for all of you, for sure. Okay, so you guys are taking up your spots. You want to move your pawns around? I should have asked, can everyone move their own
Yep.
characters around the map?
So I did make the pawns our actual images. Oh, now there's an echo for me.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
So I will be up in the rafters above the grate that I believe that I just.
Oh.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So you're climbing up into the rafters.
Yes.
I don't want my pawn, Dawn.
You don't?
No, I'm fine with my current pawn. Thank you.
Okay, so position yourselves. You guys are in the boats. Triss, you're around the corner. Is that where you want to be?
I am around the corner. Yes,
All right.
I'm not going to
Should be.
climb in a boat.
And Brokos is up in the rafters. Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So, time slowly ticks by. You can hear the waves crashing against the exterior of the building. You can hear the wind blowing. But all of that sort of lulls you into this
I'm not asleep.
relaxed state.
I'm awake.
Uh,
Never
Would it be-
relaxed.
Would it be considered a short rest?
Yeah, it would be considered a short
We
rest.
don't need a short rest.
Oh, I do.
Our-
He turned into a rat.
that's
for
true.
gosh
He
I
sake.
did.
get
Yeah.
skills.
yeah.
So but several hours pass, and you guys think it must be getting close to midnight, and still haven't seen or heard anything yet.
Hmm.
Let's why don't we all roll like a perception again?
That is a 24.
Wow.
14.
14.
4.
Although I am wide awake, I only got an 11.
Oh, nice. Well, that's certainly better than a 4. So Kragar's asleep in the boat, I'm
I
guessing.
think he is, yeah. Well, you're talking about the waves and the wind, and
Yeah, he's drifting off to
we're
sleep.
both supine.
A
Yeah.
little snoring going on.
Yeah. So for those of you, everyone but Kragar right now, basically, sometime after midnight, you hear a noise, a scraping and a clanging of metal on stone, and you see that small grate that is covering the drainage channel in the middle of the warehouse there is getting slowly nudged aside by something on the other side.
It's
And-
not even magic.
It's not even magic. And as you watch, it's almost like deja vu, because this rat comes scurrying out of the hole and appears, and without even pausing for a second, other than to, take a cursory sniff of the air, it just goes over to the first boat and starts chewing on the bottom of it. And for those of you in the boats, you can hear that happening. Brokos, you can see it. Triss, you can definitely hear it, and if you looked, you should be able to see it. And then as this rat is chewing, you can see that it starts to change shape and grow and elongate, and its little furry paws turn into hands, and so it turns into something not quite human, not quite rat, but somewhere in between.
So we all see it, or we
Yep.
all hear it.
And it is
Well, no, you don't, because you didn't hear
Okay.
anything.
So as soon as I heard the grate moving, I would have drawn my swords and moved towards the sound.
Oh, okay. So let's roll initiative then.
And we should be able to put our own initiatives in, Jerry, if you do the turn order.
Sweet.
This is going to add us to our turn.
Okay. And let me get you guys added here. And okay. Feel free to enter your initiative rolls if you can. Brokos with a 19. Alar with a 15. Kragar, what'd you get? Triss with a
I'm
7.
typing, but it's not keeping it. There it goes.
Just hit tab or enter. I think
Yeah,
I
it
don't
took
see
me
it on
2
our side.
tries.
I still
You're
didn't
gonna
get
have
yours,
like a
Kragar.
dry run of this stuff before we.
It's fine. We figure it out.
I still didn't get yours, Kragar.
It's 23. I mean, it's
Okay.
showing on my side.
I can
Oh,
add it to
weird.
mine too.
I'll add it. There we go. All right. Now we're in order. And Kragar with the big 23 gets to go first somehow.
Well, I mean, if I'm asleep, I don't.
you were not actually asleep, but kind of restful and dozing. So you didn't hear the grate and all of that open up, but you did hear the chewing. Once he started to chew through this wood of this first boat with those massive teeth.
You are kind and generous, DM Jerry.
He is very generous. Well, basically, then I want to just sneak around and stab whatever it is in the back.
Okay. Go for it.
Do I need to make a stealth roll for that?
If you're actually trying to sneak up on it, yeah. It looks pretty distracted, so
That would be a 27 stealth.
wow. Yeah, that's plenty. So you sneak up behind this thing, and it's gnawing away, making all kinds of noise, and just tearing through this wood. And you manage to slip out of your boat and stealthily pad around the row of boats and keels and come up behind it. So,
Okay. So I rolled a natty 20 on the attack.
no way. All right.
Yep, he can show you now. There it is.
Nice. Okay, so natty 20 and your sneak attack and all of that. This is gonna hurt.
It is going to hurt just a little bit. I need another. Sorry, give me 1 second. I gotta get some of these dice out of my tray.
Yeah, it's always a bad sign when you need more dice and you want to find just the right dice. And all right.
Okay, so that will be
Adding up,
so
calculating.
I like yes, and I feel like I need to. So I rolled a pair of 8s. So that's 16
Oh my
plus
gosh.
11. So that's 22, 27, 29 damage.
What?
Wow.
At second level. That's insane.
That's
Oh my gosh.
very close to max.
So you come up behind this creature that is obviously engrossed in destroying this boat and manage to, I don't know what you did. You got to tell me what you did.
I just wanted to basically just run him through from right behind with my rapier, just like right up, pierced his heart, hopefully.
Yeah, and you definitely did some serious damage, and you can see it just like freezes, and the arms go splayed out above its head, like it just like lurches back and arching its back towards you, and takes it a second to realize and lets out this weird half screech, scream, somewhat human, but something else. And just kind of shudders and then pulls itself off your blade and is still alive, but
I'm going to
serious.
stab it again with my bonus attack.
Okay.
Oh my.
Okay, so I realize it's extremely unlikely, and I hate to keep going to do this, but I just rolled another natty 20. I don't even know.
Hopefully there's more than one of these coming through the grates.
So, well, you don't even have to roll because it only has a couple of hit points left from that first attack. But
that would be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That'd be another 18 damage.
oh my gosh! What
Wow.
the heck? So yeah, as this thing is like shuddering and trying to pull itself off your rapier, you lunge in with your other offhand weapon and
Just across the throat.
Oh, across the throat.
Yeah, I figured I
Beautiful.
ran him through, stepped in, and then
Slit the throat of this creature and lets out one final gurgling gasp as the blood flows from its neck and drops dead on the ground.
Nice to be Bjorn, isn't it, John?
so that's what the other side feels like.
Good gravy. So yeah, that was supposed to be a pretty decent fight for you guys.
Nope.
So I'm just going to slow clap from the rafters.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
So, no, I am not happy. There is no information we can get from him now.
Rifle
good
through its
point.
pockets.
Oh, good point.
I could heal him if you want to
think
take another
there's much-
shot at him.
I don't think there's much left to heal here.
I was really thinking this was going to test you guys, and that was two natty 20s. Not going to help.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Really lucky, and plus, I mean, getting
The
two
damage
8s.
you rolled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what we're going to do for the rest of this episode. So we'll have to think of small talk or something. No, you rifle through the creature's pockets, and as it is lying at your feet, Kragar, you notice that it starts to change, and it goes less rat-like and more human-like until eventually you see it's just kind of a a smallish, average-looking human lying in front of you.
I am
Is
familiar.
is it actually dead, or can Brokos heal it?
Dead.
I'm familiar with this. This is a lichen, or a were rat.
A were-rat.
It's like me, only, smellier. And chews on canoes.
Who's on?
I said smellier, not smelly.
Yeah. So on the creature's body, you find had a short sword, never got to use that. Dagger, never got to use that, and a hand crossbow, also never got to use that. But as you're rummaging around, you see that on the upper arm has this strange tattoo. No other markings or other tattoos or anything that you can see on the body. Just this one of 6 rats facing different directions with their tails forming an intricate knot in the center.
Oh, cool.
So,
Like a rat king.
exactly like a rat king. I was hoping somebody was familiar with rat kings. Let's see if I can bring it up here, and just so you can get a visual of it. Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is basically the tattoo that you see.
That's pretty.
6 rats with this very, pretty intricate knot in the center, made up of their tails.
So, in future reference, guys, that will be if you go to your journal, which is the second tab over, that will be in your handouts. So you can always pull that out.
Nice.
Great.
So, and then you also see, you also find a scrap of paper tucked in a pocket. And on that paper, it looks like part of a shopping list almost. 1 barrel salted pork, 2 casks of wine, 1 cask of whiskey, a crate of dried fish, 1 crate of candles, 2 bolts of linen.
Sorry, where is all this?
On his shopping list.
Yeah, he has like a scrap of paper, and very crudely written, is what looks like a kind of a shopping list.
So he decided to chew on the canoes before shopping.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah. What was that again? One more time. 1 barrel of salted pork.
2 casks of wine.
Yep.
1 cask of whiskey. A crate of dried fish. 1 crate of candles, and 2 bolts of linen.
Did you get all that?
I got all that.
You're actually writing that down. Okay.
Just in case.
You
I
never
couldn't
know.
write that fast. I think it's a code, Brokos.
Yes, I believe it's a code. It can't be that obvious.
So,
But
do we first recognize the tattoo?
You, you recognize it as a rat king. You already said it, but you don't know the significance of it.
I mean,
You
being a
can
resident here,
try
is
to
there
roll,
local gangs or anything.
Yeah, you can roll for it.
What are we rolling?
History.
Well, I rolled okay, so I got the 14.
I got a 22.
I got a 7.
So
I know what this is.
I'm going to try that there.
Town. Well, maybe you've been paying attention to the gossip in town, Alar.
Of course I do.
All the bars that you've been playing.
Exactly.
Um,
Some rather shady bars I've had to play.
So you have heard stories about the Dark Run Syndicate, and maybe Haydn mentioned them at some point in time. but you know that they all have a tattoo that they share that they have to get when they're members of this group. You don't know exactly what the tattoo is, but could be something like that. It jogs your memory. You've heard stories of this Dark Run Syndicate.
So now we've run afoul of one of the mobs. That's great.
Good job, Gregor.
Well, they do not know that we killed him.
True.
So
Yeah.
we found him like this. I don't know. He was-
But
he
I'm
was
gonna-
dead when we came across it.
But Triss, I'm going to be telling everybody that we killed him.
Oh, well.
I can't help myself.
He's already has the song written. I mean,
Well, it was a very short song.
So what
Ballad of-
else
more of a jingle, really.
So what else do you know about this Dark Run Syndicate?
What do I know about the Dark Run Syndicate?
you know that they're kind of like the local thieves guild. You know, you've gotten that impression.
So murderous, knee breakers.
Yep.
Okay.
And I can't remember what Haydn has told you in the past about I mean, he claims to be in charge of all the illicit activity that happens in town and stuff like that. So you don't know what to believe from him, but he's probably mentioned, maybe not by name, maybe he has, I can't remember, but he's probably mentioned them on occasion. So you guys definitely once Alar ties it to this, like, oh yeah, I heard that all of the Dark Run Syndicate had tattoos. I don't know if this is the tattoo, but could be.
I think we should check Haydn for tattoos.
So did the creature have any money for all these things he was going to go buy?
No, you didn't
Correct.
find.
Kragar, it's a code. He's not really going to buy these things.
He's going to steal them.
No, Brokos. The wine is not the wine. We can't be sure what it signifies, but
But it
Just-
says wine.
I mean, people have to eat and drink.
Yes.
I can't believe I'm the bright one in this regard.
Well, this is very entertaining to watch this. I
So
can
if
see
nobody
everyone's
minds,
faces directly.
I'm gonna-
It's awesome.
So this
I'm gonna
isn't
take
the
this
shopping
hand.
list.
I'm going to take this hand crossbow.
Okay, so you took the hand crossbow. The other weapons, including the hand crossbow, they seem serviceable. Nothing fancy, but solid.
Well, we will not let good weapons go to waste. So
Okay, it's probably a good idea.
So
you're.
now, what should we do with the body?
That's a good question.
well, that we show it to Freya, see if she recognizes this individual. That might give us more information about why he is attacking the ships.
Okay, seems reasonable.
So do we think this one were rat was going to destroy these boats by itself? What is it going to spend the night chewing?
Yeah, I mean, possibly. It made a pretty good, gouge in the first boat there, the one that was the most complete. It tore through it pretty quickly. I mean, strong teeth. God, he never even got to bite any of you.
Mm-mm.
See if you would be were-rats. What a bummer.
I can't be a were-rat if I'm a were-badger already, Jerry. A were-badger rat.
Can't you, Brokos?
Well, perhaps I don't think he was working on his own volition. And I'm not even sure what that word means, but I heard Alar used it. I'm hoping to use it in the right reference.
Well, I don't know. He had a shopping list. Maybe he was just hungry.
Just gonna eat these boats.
I will take the shopping list from these two chuckleheads.
Okay, so you're holding on to the shopping list,
Yeah.
and someone wrote it down, right?
I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
An
Dad.
image of the shopping list would be much appreciated.
See, I might be able to create something here.
Yeah, should be able to do that for you. So some time goes by. You guys are still locked in. You've, examined the body and, thrown out a few theories and, shared a little bit of knowledge with each other. And eventually
And sung a few songs.
sung quite a few songs. And eventually you hear the sound of the chain rattling at the front door and
Or coming.
perhaps, but no,
Get ready to
unfortunately,
crit some more people without
Without
second
our
thought,
permission.
Hagar.
I sneak to the front. I sneak to the front door.
the person who enters is Freya, Wave Runner. So please don't backstab her. And she walks in and sees Kragar standing behind the door, all awkwardly eager, and gives you a raised eyebrow, Kragar.
Just making sure.
She says, "Anything? Has anyone tried to get in?"
Yes.
We defeated a were-rat.
Oh,
Here it is.
That. And she strolls over to where you guys lead her to the body. She looks at the damage on the boat, looks at the person on the ground, and like, this person is a were-rat?
Do you recognize him?
I do not know this man. He's definitely not from the Thunder Isles, not one of our crew.
Well, look at the tattoo. We believe he is working for the Darkrun Syndicate.
Darkrun Syndicate. I must confess, I've heard of the name. I don't know much about them. Perhaps Haydn could tell you more.
Well, we have solved your problem, Freya, as I knew we would.
It seems
Well-
at least one of them.
I mean, there must be more of these people.
There
would
is, in
assume.
fact, a whole syndicate.
These people? What do you mean these people?
So
Referencing the organization and not the
Oh,
race.
of course.
I wouldn't want to be insensitive to you.
So just because we have killed this one does not mean there will not be others who follow.
yes, but now that I know their capabilities, perhaps we can prepare a little bit better. You say they came through the drainage channel here.
I would
Yes.
suggest sealing those up.
Yes, that would make the most sense. Thank you. Thank you. This is a great help. I think we can repair this boat fairly easily, but the damage it could have done would set us back weeks.
Well, be sure to tell your friends how much Earth, Wind, and Alar have helped you.
Earth, Wind, and Alar.
Yeah.
There's one missing.
Okay.
You're the ant, Brokos.
Oh, ampersand.
And Brokos. So you guys, get your kudos from Freya. She seems very, she was obviously very tense when you showed up, and now she's seems to be much more relieved. And she's happy to let you know that some one of her scavenger crews returned the night, late last night, and they're now having breakfast back at the workshop. And they may have found some glass
Ah, good.
could help Arvik. So she's going to take you to them.
That's great. Perhaps we can have some breakfast too.
Yes, yes. I will make sure that you get what we can spare. But thank you again. Please, I'll have some of my other crew stop by here and clean this up and fix the boat. But follow me. So you guys are following her back out onto the jetty, I assume.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she's going to lead you back to the boat. And I'm afraid that's where we're going to call it for this episode.
Oh.
I don't even know how long it's been because I don't have a timer or anything.
Mhm.
You guys finished the battle way quicker than I thought. So this might have been a 15-minute episode for all I can tell. People are going to be really upset.
Rhaegar is too efficient.
Uh,
You're making me. You're stealing my spotlight here, Rhaegar.
I'll work on that. I'm just, shadows and stabbies. That's what I do.
So basically, don't let Kragar get initiative.
Yeah,
Don't let the rogue attack first.
I don't think we
God.
can stop him. That's the problem.
My poor were-rat was so far down on the list.
Well, he got expertise too, so I'm sure he picked up some. I don't know what he put it in, but I'm guessing you put your expertise in something because you get that second level, right, Kragar? Because you get your skill bonuses for two.
Yeah,
So you
Jerry,
could
you should have
add-
announced that we leveled up.
I might
Oh,
have
I
missed
think
that.
I don't think the listeners
Yeah, you should
know
get
we-
expertise second level, I believe,
Yeah.
where you get 2 skills that you get to add double your proficiency bonus.
Oh.
It would have done it automatically for you, but it would have made you pick that proficiency, those proficiencies. I'm pretty sure that's second level.
I don't know. I'll have to go look.
Yeah,
So it would have been even more powerful. That's what you're trying to say.
perhaps.
Perhaps. Yes, I should have mentioned at the beginning of this episode that I let them know late last night that they leveled up. So obviously,
You would have gotten that first level. Sorry.
first level.
Oh, well, he's probably already chosen it then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, so I got, for second level, I got something called Cunning Action.
yeah. So you can basically attack and then use your bonus action to disengage or hide as a bonus action instead of a full action.
So stab and melt into the shadows.
Cool.
That's pretty sweet.
Or use an offhand attack to destroy your foe.
Yeah.
And sneak attack is 1d6. I was mistaken.
And I now have Jack of all trades.
Yeah,
so
you're just special.
literally everything I'm a know-it-all about.
Oh,
Like the
good.
Yeah.
roll.
I knew you'd be excited.
Everyone's excited about that. Oh, nice. Well, anyone else get anything good at level 2?
I could turn into a rat. No, I can turn into many beasts now. Many
Nice.
powerful beasts.
Well, that's
Awesome.
useful.
It will be useful, yeah.
Yeah. What about Triss? Anything cool?
Triss got action surge, so I
Oh.
can take a second action on my turn.
So if she
Once
got a
we're-
turn,
Yes. If I'd gotten to do anything.
This is the Kragar episode, I think. Pretty much.
but somehow Alar will put this as Alar having an effect to this. I love it.
It was in the boat next to him, encouraging him.
I gave him the
Yeah, I
idea
was.
to hide in a boat.
Yeah.
Well, you did the rat thing, Broco. So that was cool. I didn't expect that, so that was nice. But yeah, you guys are level 2 now, more powerful. I obviously have to recalibrate some of these creatures you're
Nope,
going to face
nope.
in the future.
It's
No,
just
no.
fine. That was
Make them
double
extremely
crits,
hard.
Jerry.
That was a fluke.
Total fluke.
Hey, I
No, that
got
was-
cure wounds for a reason. Someone's got to get hurt.
Yeah,
I'm
someone's gotta
I'm
get
just
hurt.
gonna be curing all the enemies to get information from them.
Wake up! We're not done with you yet. Oh, that would be everyone's worst nightmare. Well, thank you all for this amazing remote episode. I'm sure they'll only get better as I remember my job as a DM going forward. and hope to see you guys next time for our next remote episode. I don't know how long this is going to go on. Anyone have any thoughts?
I think it's going to be a bit.
Anyone an epidemiologist that I don't know about?
Actually, Jerry, I have some ranks in that.
Can I do a medicine check?
Yeah, maybe we need to roll for it. I don't know.
I got a 12. I know a little bit about medicine.
All right. Well, maybe you'll be invited to a briefing one of these days and we can watch you on TV. But yeah, this could go on for a while. So hopefully the audio quality's there. I think it worked well as far as, the group dynamic is as strong as ever. And I get to look at
You're welcome, Jerry. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Get to look at everyone's faces directly instead of looking at them down.
That's
a long
the only
table.
drawback,
Yeah,
frankly.
sorry.
Yeah.
Don't apologize for a pandemic.
We're making the best of it, and we're doing it all for you. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm doing it to keep our own sanity, and hopefully it helps you keep your sanity as well through all of this. But thank you all for listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Next week.
All right, sounds good.